Hi guys, it's Lori here. So glad to be joining you today. I am going to finish up what I was doing and then we're going to get started. Hopefully that'll give you guys enough time to get on. You know, I was just thinking about what I wanted to share today as it related to my announcement, and there's just so much I can share. But I really hope that what I do share will inspire you to take the step you need to take to move in the direction that you need to go in. And hopefully what I offer you will give you the tools to do that. So once you take that step and you work with me, then hopefully when you're with me, you'll gain the tools that you need to do what you need to do in life. And especially now during a season where so much is going on, so much is happening. There's so many questions. There's so much uncertainty. There's so much doubt. And so if what I am providing can give you a sense of clarity and empowerment to move forward when you are surrounded by a sea, you may even feel like you're drowning in a sea of uncertainty. If I can help you move forward, then I know that I did my job. So when you jump on, please say hello and let me know where you're listening from. I would love to hear that. I'm trying to get my notes together so that I can jump right in. And let's see. I've got a few things I want to do. Bear with me, guys. I did not want to be late getting on. So let's see here. We're just trying to make sure that I get the word out to as many people as possible. That way, when I get started, the information can be shared at the same time. So, one of the things that I noticed when I was doing my research is that, let me see, maybe in 2019, definitely before COVID, the U.S. Surgeon General stated that 25% of Americans are flourishing. And while you might get excited and be like, wow, that's great, that's wonderful, just stop for a minute and think. If 25% of Americans are flourishing, then what's going on with the rest of the 75%? And what makes that even more alarming is the simple fact that 75% of the people in this country, adults in this country, that didn't even include children, are languishing in some sort of way. Now, those numbers came before COVID. So can you imagine what it's like now? Can you imagine what it's like right now after we've gone through 2 years of this virus and everything else that's happened in this nation in the course of 2 years? I would venture to say that that number of people who are flourishing has actually dropped. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if the number had dropped significantly, because people are going through. People are suffering. People are dealing with things that they never ever thought that they would have to deal with ever in their life. They never thought they would have to live through a pandemic. They never thought that they would have to deal with the things that are going on. But yet here we are dealing. Here we are trying to navigate life and what it has thrown at us. So I want to share with you what I believe will help you to navigate through all of that. So let's start off with one word. And I want to talk about what that word means. I have found in my life that when I go through various trials and various situations, that what gets me through it with a positive outlook is understanding. Understanding is extremely powerful. For me, understanding brings comfort. And so I want to explain to you why understanding can bring a person comfort. If you think about the word understanding, and I was looking up the word itself because I wanted to get down to the root meaning of the word. It actually means to grasp an idea, to come into a knowledge of something, to come into the ability to comprehend what is being conveyed. It means to examine, to investigate, to scrutinize. And I found something very interesting when I was looking up the word. It actually means to pay attention, to strive to conceive and to grasp something through thoughtful reflection. And the word under, because it's a compound word, under is a word and stand is a word. So it is a compound word. So the word under in that word doesn't mean necessarily beneath something, but it actually means between or among. So it's the same root word that we get the word intestines, like your small intestines, your large intestines. So think about it for a second. What do your intestines do in your body? You have a large intestines, you have a small intestines, and those are vital organs because they're part of your GI tract. They're part of your digestive system. They are the organs that actually digest food. But check this out. They're also the organs that allow nutrients to be released from the food and go into the bloodstream. So when you think about it like that, if the word under in the word understand means between and among, and it's the same word that we get our word intestines, you're starting to see that with understanding comes strength, comes nutrients, comes sustenance, comes encouragement. That's why for me, understanding is very comforting, because in my efforts to dissect and understand and comprehend something, I am gaining insight that will feed my emotions, feed my soul, feed my mind, and bring me to a place of comfort and clarity. Just like your natural intestines digest the food that it's been given, it breaks it down and it extracts what the body needs and it repels what the body does not need. Understanding does that. It gives us the ability to examine and scrutinize what is in front of us so that we can pull out what we need and reject what we don't. It's like that old saying, eat the fish and spit out the bones. That's exactly what understanding does. It is the comfort that you stand upon. It is the comfort that you stand upon. So when your get up and go has gotten up and left and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. When you begin to understand the bigger picture, when your perspective is elevated higher and you can see further, then you gain the ability to keep going. You know, people have been through a lot. People have been through a lot. People have said a lot. People have done a lot. Things that are completely unacceptable and even inexcusable. But if you remember that everything has a source and a cause, when you start to understand that, then the understanding will allow your heart to be healed so that you don't fall into a trap of bitterness. Your understanding will allow your heart to remember without feeling rage or falling into this desire to have revenge, because revenge is extremely damaging. And a side note, when a person takes revenge out of rage, the innocent always get hurt, because there is a compound effect of everything that we do and say. So understanding allows your heart to remember something that was hurtful or something that was done to you that was wrong, but without that rage, without that anger. You know, understanding will allow you to bring your heart to a place where you can love again, and that you don't fall into the prison of having a hard heart. When you have understanding, you are reminded of your own inconsistencies, your own failings, your own inappropriate behaviors. And so you're more likely to have mercy and compassion for someone else. When you have a deeper understanding, you're more likely to become a person who learns how to flourish in the face of challenging times, in the face of loss, in the face of distress. So I've been throwing out this word a lot, and I want to define it for you because we're talking about understanding. So I want you to understand what I'm saying. So like I said before, the statistics show that 25% of adult Americans are flourishing. And that was a stat that was given before COVID. So 75% are languishing. So let me define to you what flourishing means. Now, Dr. Lynn Suits, who is a professional educator and a psychologist who teaches positive psychology, she defines flourishing as this. It is the product of the pursuit and engagement of an authentic life that brings happiness through meeting goals, being connected with your passions, and relishing in your accomplishments, even in the peaks and the valleys of life. And so she goes on to say that flourishing is not necessarily a trait or a characteristics. It's not something that either you have or you don't have. It really is something that you can develop. It's something that you can attain. It's something that we can all attain, but it takes effort to get there. It takes effort to make up your mind that you're going to continue to move forward and be positive and get results and live your dream and live your purpose in the face of peaks and valleys, ups and downs, gains and losses. You know, it takes that ability in you to move there. Now, we can all get there. We're not always there, but we can all get there and we can all stay there. You know, understanding everything, obviously, is not realistic. There are some things in life we're just not going to understand, right? We're just not going to understand. But there is a place that you can get to in your mind where you can start to understand the patterns and cycles of life. You can begin to understand the patterns and cycles of your life, okay? Because we repeat things, right? Over and over, especially when we're not aware of our behavior. We can start to understand overall the patterns of human nature, and we can start to understand our patterns. We can understand the overall history of humanity, but we can also understand our history. So while we may not understand everything about life, we can become an expert in our life. And in doing so, we can navigate what life throws at us. And so this brings me to my new masterclass. And this masterclass I'm really excited to offer. It's called Living Life 2.0. It's an 8-week masterclass. It will start in March and it will go through March and through April. So it'll be 2 months roughly, and it'll be a weekly offering. And so what we're going to do in our time together is we're going to get real. We're going to get real. We're going to get real with ourselves, because we may not be able to control what is happening around us, but we can control how we perceive it, how we receive it, how we display it, and how we respond to it. Because all of that is within our power to do. And it starts with looking at ourselves. So we're going to look at key components on how we can become a person who learns how to flourish, who learns how to thrive, who learns how to grow, who learns how to be successful and continue to be successful, even in times of crisis, even in times of uncertainty. And these are things that I learned to do, and I'm learning to do. And I want to share what I've learned, what's worked for me, so that you can move forward in life and not be stuck or not be a victim of your circumstances where life is happening to you. You want life to happen for you. Now, one of the areas that we're going to really dig into while we're together is the area of personal relationships. I'm telling you right now, relationships are going to be key in moving forward in this season that we're in, as a society, as a country, and as individuals, in our business, in our spirituality, in all areas of our lives. Relationships are going to be key. You know, Apostle Jan Nell, who recently passed away, said, your greatest resource in life are relationships. Your greatest resource in life are relationships. And Dr. Mark Sharona goes on to say it like this. Relationships are gifts that are given to us by God to help us navigate various seasons in our life. Relationships are gifts that are given to us by God that helps us navigate various seasons of our life. And that is absolutely true. You cannot do anything of substance in life without relationships. So we're going to talk about how you can build in that area so that you're flourishing. Because in order to flourish, in order to thrive in life, there are certain areas of your personal life that need to be congruent, that need to be reframed, that need to be done over again, gutted out and done over again. And so we're going to look at that. We're going to look at reframing negative experiences in a positive way. Now, let me just say that when you are reframing something, it's not about lying to yourself. It's not about denying what happened or how it impacted you positively, or negatively in your life. It's not about being a person that just puts their head in the sand and just hopes it all goes away. When you reframe negative things in your life as it relates to relationships, what you're doing is you're learning to see it through a lens of hope, through the lens of a hopeful future and not a hopeless future. So you're able to look at something, and instead of saying the glass is half empty, come on, you guys know the glass is half full, because either way, there's something in the glass. So instead of focusing on what's missing, right, which would be perceived negative, we're going to learn how to focus on what's left. And what do you do with what's left? And what you do with that determines how you see the glass, how you frame your situation, how you frame your experiences, how you frame what has happened to you. Bad things will happen. And they will continue to happen, but you don't have to allow it to make you become a person who is bummed and bitter. But rather you can look at your situations and these relationships as part of your journey, as part of the process. The journey is part of your making, and the making prepares you for the fulfillment of your purpose. I'm going to say that again. Bad experiences in life are part of your journey, and your journey is part of your making, and your making prepares you to fulfill your purpose along the way. And so, yes, you're going to get discouraged. Yes, you're going to feel down. We all go through these things. But when you have the tools that start, first of all, with a clear understanding, when you are able to recognize and become aware of yourself, your own patterns, your own self-talk, your own thought process, your own belief system, then you can quickly recognize where that negative thinking is taking you. And you can process it in a healthy way so that you can get back on track again. I'm not going to be teaching you how to be perfect. I'm going to teach you how to live a life perfectly, which means how to look at life and see the beauty in it among the chaos and extract what you need to flourish, what you need to be successful, what you need to continue to achieve and reach your goals. That's what we're going to do for 8 weeks. And that's going to require an intense and intentional time together where we're going to get real with ourselves. And again, relationships is just one aspect of what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be going through 4 major areas in our lives that will, when we align them properly, will cause us to flourish in spite of what's going on. Again, it's not about denying problems. It's not about lying to ourselves. It's not about putting ourselves in some kind of illusional state. It's about looking at what has happened, looking at what is left, and reframing it so that you realize that it is part of your journey and understand the bigger picture. And in that understanding, you gain comfort. You stand upon what you know. And just like your intestines in your body, you're able to pull out the lessons that are learned so that you can feed yourself in a positive direction and stay away from the toxic, negative things that are going to harm you down the road. So I hope that makes sense to you. If it sounds good to you, then you want to be a part of this program. I want to share with you before I get off that I'm going to be offering, starting today, an early bird special. So this early bird special is really, 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 really exciting. I'm thinking to myself, Lori, are you crazy for doing this? Like, you're nuts. But I'm not crazy and I'm not nuts. I really just believe in this program. I believe in the potential and the possibilities of people who are involved in this program and where they're going to be and when they come out of this program. And so I believe in it so much that I want to offer an early bird special. And the offer will only be for a week. So it's starting today and it will end next Thursday. So here is the offer. If you're willing to make the investment and upfront and pay in full, you'll receive 3 things. You'll receive a 10% discount savings off the total price. And you will actually gain access to the recordings of the session. So I will be doing private recordings for each week. Those will not be available to everyone. They will only be available to those who sign up. So in those recordings, I'll be providing expanded details and expanded understanding of what was being shared in the live session. So they're really kind of behind the scenes kind of recordings. And also, lastly, what you will get is a beautiful, I wish I had mine out here, I didn't bring it, but you're going to get a beautiful 2022 daily planner. Now, if you're like me, you love planners. Planners are amazing, but this one is really special because this one is a faith planner. It will help you to track your spiritual growth. And it also has, this is so cool, it also has a monthly vision board component. Oh, okay, so if you love vision boards, right, you'll love it because each month you have it. Hey, sweetie, how are you, Shy? Each month you have a little page. Oh gosh, I wish I had brought it out. But you have a little page where you can actually put together a small little vision board for your month. So essentially, by the time you get to the end of the year, you will have had 12 vision boards for each month. That is so amazing. So what that does is, because we're visual, many of us are visual learners, we can take that vision board for the month, and it helps us to stay focused for that month. It helps us to stay on track on the things that we need to get done for the month. And because it has a spiritual tracker, you can also incorporate your spiritual growth in that vision board. It's so cool. Again, I wish that I had brought it out of my office to show you, but I love it. It is, it's a really nice bound. It almost looks like a book. It's a very nice, regal looking, planner, and it is beautiful. It's actually something that you could keep. Hey Trey, how are you, sweetie? It's actually something you can keep. So guys, listen, if you're willing to sign up and take advantage of my early bird deals, then, and that means that you pay in full for the entire 8 weeks, then you're going to get 10% off of the price. And you're going to get access to the private recording sessions for every single week. And thirdly, you will receive for free, I forgot to say it was free, for free, you will get that daily faith planner that has the spiritual tracking component and it has the monthly vision board component. And, the journal, the faith planner, Cheyenne, I don't know. I think it's called Faith Planner. I think that's what it's called, but it's wonderful. It's a wonderful planner, and I'm giving it to you for free if you sign up early for my 8-week masterclass. I really believe in this class. I believe in what this masterclass is going to do for you. So many times we make New Year's resolutions and we say, this year I'm going to do this and this year I'm going to do that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, because unless you have a plan in mind or unless you have a way to get there, it's just words. It's just words. And what ends up happening when you don't fulfill it, you get discouraged. You get discouraged and you give up. So instead of doing that, let's just work quietly in the background. And then when we meet our goals, then we can share our success with everyone else. So guys, that's all I have to share today. But again, if you're interested in taking advantage of the early bird details or specials, this is what I need you to do. Please listen very, very closely. I need you to inbox me, private message me your email address. Got that? If you want to take advantage of these savings and get your hands on the private recordings and get your hands on a free 2022 daily planner that will track your spiritual growth and your vision boards, send me by private messenger your email address. And what I will do is I will email you how you can go about taking advantage of this deal. So again, you need to private message me your email address, and I will send that off to you as soon as possible, definitely by the end of today. So that's all I had to share with you guys. I hope that this was a blessing. I hope that it gave you some more understanding of what I want to offer you during this Living Life 2.0 masterclass, and where it's going to take you and how it's going to shift you and how it's going to change your outlook on your life and give you the ability to move forward even in dark times, even in uncertain times. God bless you. And don't forget, private message me your email address and I will send you more information about the early deals, the early bird deals. Love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.